All right. So you guys sent in this article and wow, it's all about how AI is changing real estate. It's pretty mind-blowing and we're going to break it all down, especially for those of you out there who like already know a thing or two about the market.
One of the things that's really interesting to me is how AI is not just taking over like the boring stuff,
Hmm.
but it's actually getting really good at, the things that used to need a real human expert to do it. Like, think about things like, figuring out how much a property is really worth or
Mm,
predicting, what's going to happen in the market or
yeah.
even like spotting those really good investments that most people would totally miss.
So instead of like replacing agents, it's kind of like AI is giving them superpowers then.
Yeah, yeah. That's a really good way to put it. Think about something like a CMA. It's, one of those reports
Yeah.
that helps figure out what a property is actually worth, fair market value. And agents used to spend like hours on this thing,
Mm.
putting it all together. But now AI can just generate it like instantly. It pulls from, all these databases with tons of info on similar properties and recent sales and stuff.
Wow, so that's got to save a ton of time then, both for, the agent and the client. But okay, so what's the catch? Are these AI valuations like actually any good? Can we trust them?
Well, I mean, not magic, right? These systems, they're trained on
Yeah,
massive amounts of data,
yeah.
you know, past transactions, market trends, even like economic indicators and all that. So they're actually getting pretty darn good at spotting patterns and making these predictions.
Yeah.
But, it's still important for agents to like use their own judgment and local expertise,
Yeah.
to really fine tune those valuations.
Right. So it's like AI does the like grunt work, but you still need a human there to make sure everything's going in the right direction. What else is AI like shaking up in the real estate world?
Oh man, lead quantification.
Ah,
That's another area where AI is making a big splash. Instead of agents having to go through a zillion inquiries and try to figure out who's serious. AI could just analyze all sorts of stuff, online behavior,
hmm.
financial data, even social media activity to figure out who's most likely to actually buy something.
So no more wasting time with like people who are just browsing. That frees up agents to actually like work with clients who are ready to go. I'm guessing this whole personalization thing
Yeah.
applies to the buyer side too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Imagine like you're searching for a home online, right? Yeah. Instead of getting bombarded with like got every listing under the sun, you get a curated selection, just stuff that matches. Like that's exactly what you're looking for. AI is getting really good at, kind of
Yeah.
understanding what you want, even the stuff you haven't even thought to put in your search filters.
So it's like having like a mind reading real estate assistant or something, but how much of this is like real? Are we talking about like real platforms people can use now? Or is this just, futuristic stuff?
Oh no, a lot of these AI powered tools, they're already out there.
Mm.
Agents and real estate platforms are using them. Think about virtual tours.
Yeah.
They're getting so much more sophisticated now
Mhm.
thanks to AI.
Yeah.
We're not talking about like terrace those basic 360 photos anymore. AI can create these like interactive 3D walkthroughs
Yeah.
where you can even like virtually stage the place
Hmm.
with different furniture and decor and all that.
Okay, that's actually pretty cool. But let's get back to like, the practical stuff. How is AI actually affecting, the bottom line for buyers and sellers? Is it really leading to like better deals, faster transactions, or is it just making the whole process like flashier and more techy?
Well, it's still, early days. But there's definitely signs that AI is making the market more efficient. Like for sellers, AI can help figure out the best listing price, which could potentially lead to a faster sale and a better price. And for buyers, AI can help them find properties that actually fit their needs and their budget way faster, which can save a lot of time and frustration,
Mm.
especially in a hot market.
Right, but couldn't all this efficiency also like help have some downsides? Like what if AI starts, driving up prices
Yep.
or making it harder for buyers to find those like s- hidden gems in the market?
Yeah, that's a legitimate concern.
Yeah.
One potential issue is that if everybody's using the same AI tools and data, it could, lead to the market becoming kind of like the same,
Yeah.
where everybody's just going after the same types of properties.
So it's important to remember that AI is just a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or for, well, let's just say less good.
Yeah.
But before we get into the like potential downsides, I think it's time to shift gears and, think about things from the buyer's perspective.
Okay, yeah, let's unpack how AI is changing the game for people who are, looking to buy their dream home or maybe
Yeah.
make a smart investment. So for buyers, one of the coolest things AI can do is help you find the right property. Like, you're not just stuck with those basic filters anymore, like down
Huh.
location and price range. AI can actually look at your, browsing history, your social media, even like
Yeah.
your lifestyle preferences to recommend properties you might not even thought about.
Oh, so it's like those, you might also like recommendations you get on like shopping websites, but
Yeah.
for houses.
Yeah, exactly. AI can pick up on those like subtle things
Okay.
about what you like and what you need, and then suggest properties that really fit, like God, your unique, needs and all that. This is especially helpful for like mock-on first-time buyers who maybe like, I don't even know where to start.
It's like having a like personal shopper for real estate. But okay, what about those who are like, more experienced, like investors looking for like a hidden gem or something? Can AI actually help them find those like off-market opportunities?
That's where AI's like ability to analyze tons of data
Mm.
really comes in handy. AI can look at like market trends, demographic shifts, even things like, dunning changes and new infrastructure projects
Hmm.
to pinpoint areas that like have a lot of potential for investors, sometimes even before like everyone else catches on.
So AI could give investors a real advantage then. That sounds, I don't know, exciting, but also maybe a bit intimidating for the average buyer. Could AI actually make it like harder for some people to compete, especially in, those really hot markets?
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
it's definitely something to think about. I mean, right now, access to these AI tools
Yeah.
isn't like equal for everyone. So people who are like more tech savvy
Yeah.
or have more money or are working with agents who, have access to these tools, they might have a bit of an advantage.
So while AI can make the market like more efficient overall, it could also like widen the gap between those who have access to these tools and those who don't. Okay, that's something to keep in mind for sure. But let's talk about the like emotional side of real estate for a sec. Buying a home is a big decision, right? It's not just about numbers, there are personal preferences and like gut feelings involved. Can AI really understand all that?
That's a really interesting question. I mean, AI is great at like analyzing data and making logical predictions, but when it comes to like but human emotions and those subjective things, it's still got a ways to go. And that's why, got human agents are still so important.
So it's not just about finding the like a perfect property on paper, right? It's about understanding what the buyer really wants on an emotional level and helping them find a place that like truly feels like home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A good agent can really get to know their client and understand like even the things they don't say out loud,
Yeah.
and then help them find a property that fits not just their needs, but their like lifestyle and emotional well-being too. That's something AI can't do, at least not yet.
So it seems like the like best case scenario is a partnership then, where AI handles like the data stuff and human agents provide that, emotional intelligence and personalized guidance. But what about the future? Is AI eventually going to like replace agents altogether?
That's a question a lot of people are asking. I mean, AI is definitely capable of like
Hmm.
automating a lot of what agents do, but there are some things about real estate that are just like inherently human.
Like building trust and understanding, like complex emotions and navigating like
Yeah,
those tricky negotiations.
exactly. Buying or selling a home can be like a really emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
And people really value having, a trusted advisor to help them through it. AI can definitely enhance those like FI human capabilities, but I don't think it can ever fully replace them.
So it's not about AI versus humans then. It's about AI and humans working together to create a like more efficient and transparent and ultimately more satisfying experience for everyone.
Exactly. The agents who are going to thrive in the future
Hmm.
are the ones who can like embrace AI as a tool while also, honing their own human skills like communication and empathy and building relationships.
This has been a really eye-opening conversation. I'm starting to see how AI is like not just some futuristic thing, but a real force that's already changing how real estate works. But before we wrap up, I want to like zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture.
Let's do that. It's important to consider
Hmm.
the broader implications of AI in real estate, beyond just the individual transactions.
Okay, so we talked about how AI is like changing things for buyers and sellers and agents, but what about like the market as a whole? How do you see AI shaping, the future of where and how we live?
Oh man, that's where it gets really interesting. Think about like urban planning
Yeah.
and development.
Yeah.
AI could analyze things like population trends and traffic patterns and environmental
Yeah.
factors to design cities that are more efficient and sustainable and
Mm.
just like better to live in.
So like less traffic and more parks, I'm in. But seriously, could AI also help with some of the bigger problems in the market, like, affordability and access to housing?
Absolutely. It could help find like underutilized properties
Mm.
or streamline the whole permitting process for new developments and even help create like more flexible and affordable housing options. Imagine a world where AI helps match people with housing that actually fits their needs and their budget, more
Hmm.
effectively.
Yeah, that would be huge, especially in cities where, like, housing costs are just crazy high. But
Yeah.
couldn't AI also be used to, like, I don't know, manipulate the market and lead to, like, even more inequality?
Right. Yeah. That's definitely a risk.
Yeah.
It's really important that we, develop and use AI responsibly, making sure it's used to create a housing market that's more fair and inclusive for everyone, not one that just makes the existing problems worse.
So it's not just about the tech itself, then. It's about how we choose to use it. We need to be aware of, like, the potential consequences, both good and bad.
Exactly. AI is a powerful tool, and like any tool, it can be used in different ways. It's up to us to make sure it's used to create a better future for everyone.
This deep dive has really been, like, mind-blowing for me. It's clear that AI isn't just, some fad. It's a real game changer that's going to keep shaping real estate for a long time to come.
Yeah, I totally agree. We're still in the early stages of this whole AI revolution. And it's pretty exciting to think about, like,
Hmm.
what the future holds.
Well, everyone listening, we've covered a lot today. From supercharged efficiency to, like, mind-reading algorithms to the future of cities. Hopefully you've learned something about how AI is changing real estate, not just for the pros, but for, like, anyone who wants to buy or sell a home.
It's been great chatting with you about all this.
And if this deep dive has, like, piqued your interest, I encourage you to, keep exploring, do some research, ask questions, maybe even try out some of those AI-powered tools we talked about. Who knows, maybe your next dream home will be found with the help of a super smart algorithm in a community designed with AI, all while working with an agent who uses AI to give you the best possible service. The future of real estate is here, and it's full of possibilities. Until next time, happy house hunting.